Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, you're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Sorry, I was so distracted by my green screen conundrum. Spoiler alert, I like to wear green. And it just fucking clashes, so daily I run this dilemma. Secondly, hi! I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope everybody's staying safe and secure in Florida and abroad, everywhere. Anywhere you are, I want you to be safe. I am drinking, Courtney, I love you so much. I am drinking my Red Bull. It's sugar-free. We're going to pretend it's not. We're going to have an exercise in a brain exercise. Also, did you see that thumbnail? I was scrolling through that video and I was like, holy shit, how the fuck did I miss this? So we're going to get to see who that lady's getting divorced from. And then we also have a bit of a lawyer-judge fight going on that I found. So we're going to watch that. Quite a great night ahead of us. I did go to the gym, even though it's pouring rain. So woohoo for me. Sorry. I actually need constant validation. Probably not a great thing, but it's just the way that I am. So at least I recognize it, and instead of overburdening my family and friends, I turn to my internet family. Thank you. It is and the thumbnail, see, I just forced myself to do all these things. And I appreciate all the recognition. I love you guys so much, seriously. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Nabel. Carol. Wahoo. Cellulite yoga pants. Let's try this. How about this? We're going to try not to make a face. How about that, John? You're hilarious, John. Camera angles are funny. Believe me. When I'm not obese on the scale, I'll stop worrying about it. Secondly, let's drink this and pretend like it doesn't have aspartame in it. I'm sure it does. I'm not even going to look. I'm not going to look. Anyways. Legal Fiction's here. A call-in raid. Perfect. Welcome. Make sure that you guys have gone ahead and hit the like button, subscribed, and remember, we operate a little differently around here. We love Colin. Thank you, Colin, for the raid. But where's the video? Here it is. Oh, DJ Kmetz. That's what I called up Judge. Hold on. Oh. Here we go.
No offense, ma'am. All
No,
right.
I understand.
We are here in the matter of Lee versus Lee, case number 24-02335DM. Stephanie, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Yes.
All right. Dakota, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Yes.
All right. Stephanie, you filed a complaint for divorce in this matter through your attorney's office back in... way back when. Come on. I check all these because I got to make sure the time limit's passed. March of 2024, correct?
Yes.
And all the allegations in it were true and accurate when you filed it?
Yes.
And they remain true and accurate to this date to the best of your knowledge.
Yes.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document?
Yes.
And you were married to Dakota by a person authorized to perform marriages?
Yes.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable?
Yes.
And you presented to this court a judgment of divorce that you believe to be a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and all issues of your marriage?
Yes.
And you've signed it and you're willing to abide by it?
Yes.
And you are not currently pregnant?
I am not pregnant.
All right, Dakota, you heard that testimony, sir?
Yes.
True and accurate, sir?
Yes.
All right. In that case, I do find by and through your testimony that this court has jurisdiction because this is where you live and the proofs are sufficient to enter the document. So we'll be getting this processed and getting it to your office after the 3-week appeal period, Ms. Sullivan, and that way you may distribute it appropriately to the parties. Have a great
Thank
day,
you.
everybody. Take care of
You should
yourselves.
also have a uniform
Thank you.
child support order.
Yeah, there's a uniform child support order. It looked.
Okay, I have to be honest. When I first was recording this, it was while I was live. My sweater. I've got to figure out this green screen. Anyways, when I first was recording this, I actually didn't listen to it. I was just recording it. And I swear to God, I thought that the two people on the bottom were married. And I was just absolutely wanting to know what the story was, the love story here. But I'm realizing one's the lawyer, and then Stephanie didn't even show up on camera. How can you get divorced and not even show up? You know? Also, if you're new here, that's awesome. Welcome. Erica's here. You love the room. I know. I love that room too. It's beautiful. Let's continue on because Judge is on a bit of a tear today. He's going to divorce. I'm not sure. You might see more marriages break down than you go to weddings in your life tonight. Let's see.
Appropriate. So,
Good, thank you.
all right. Have a great day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. Next.
Next, we can do house versus house.
Dr. House? Also, he usually makes bad jokes. We joke that he looks like a DJ.
Hi, Tricia. Did you connect, ma'am?
I'm here, yes.
All right, Miss Quist, did you connect?
I'm here. Hello.
Cool. Mr. House, did you connect, sir?
Yay! Thank you so much, NPC, and welcome new members! We do members only once a week on Sundays. We do lots of weird stuff. And also watch a lot of court. Yay! Thank you so much, NPC. Also, let's see if we get both parties this time.
Ken, if you could unmute.
Yep, I'm here.
Wonderful. Welcome to everybody. Okay. We are here in the matter of House versus House, case number 24-06800DO. Tricia House, please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I do.
Mr. House, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I do.
All righty. Ms. House, you filed a complaint for divorce in this matter back in, actually, I believe this is a petition that both of you have filed, correct? So both of you filed this together on or about July of 2024, correct?
Correct.
And all the allegations in that petition were true and accurate when you filed it?
Correct.
And they remain true and accurate to this day to the best of your knowledge?
Correct.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document?
Correct.
And you were married to Kenneth by a person authorized to perform marriages?
Correct.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable?
Yes.
And you are not currently pregnant?
No.
And the judgment of divorce that you've sent in, you've signed, and you're willing to abide by as a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and all issues of your marriage.
Yes.
Ken, you had the easier job here. You heard that testimony?
Yes, I did.
True and accurate, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Quist, any questions?
I don't have any questions.
In that case, I do find buying through that testimony, this court has jurisdiction and the proofs are sufficient to enter the document. So we'll be getting that processed and getting it to you, Ms. Quist, so you may distribute it appropriately. My tongue's already not working, and this is only the second one out of the dozen or so that I have. Anyway, have a great afternoon, everyone. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Another happy couple divorced.
Well, I was buttoning up my shirt sleeves because I was doing honeydew list stuff from after my hearing on child support this morning till now. So out there scooping up all detritus from trees that I've been cutting down. We finally got the back area cleaned off. So
We have ours cleaned off, but they're just in big piles. We need to get rid of it.
that's what we got. We got rid of the piles. Now it's all just the cut wood. Now I have to chop it.
We rented a dumpster, but forgot the pile like in the south, like way over to the other side. We forgot
I
that
remember.
pile.
I remember you had the yeah. Oh, I've still got 9 trees left to take out, so there's still more to come. But yeah, and eventually, just for fun, I'm going to take the axe out there and do it by hand until I can rent whatever.
Be careful.
Oh, I will be. I will
Very
be.
careful.
It's not electric. It's not motorized. I should be okay.
So this is family legend is that my great grandfather was killed when the axe slipped and
Ooh.
it cut his thigh and he bled.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you hit the femoral artery.
Mhm.
Yep.
That
That'll
was
do.
the end of that.
Yeah, well, the good news is on these trees, they're already all down, so there's no widowmakers. That's what worries me. Because I had one come down and clip the back of my neck and shoulders one time.
Ooh.
So with
ooh.
my son, who I'd just given my phone to call 911 if anything happened, and I turned around and he and his best friend are at the top of the hill laughing their heads off. It's like, where's the video on this? I want to take a video for like, Jesus Christ.
Like I almost just died here.
It's okay. No problem, kid. It's a good thing I got a thick skull. You inherited it, obviously. All righty. Have a good one, Courtney. Take care.
Bye.
All righty. All right, next.
Sosa Ramirez versus Roblero Gomez.
Is this the interpreter case? Because as usual, it makes me feel sad about my Spanish abilities, and I will probably zip through it.
Okay. Ms. Jimenez, welcome.
Hello.
And that answered my next question. Welcome, Ms. Brubaker.
Welcome.
To my question for Seca versus so truth and all the well,
Zippity doo dah. Hi, Rose. Here we go, you guys. I hope it's not Creed frame for everybody. Look at her face. I'm sorry, girl. I love you. I think you have something going on. I hope you're making money from it. That's what I hope for you. Okay? Is that a person or a chair? At first, I thought she had a hooded Voldemort-like appearance behind her. Like somebody that was like this. Tin Man. This is what I thought. Do you see the little, like, face that I'm talking about? Like a little tiny face, sort of. But I believe that this is her chair that has a kitty cat head on it. Does she have fangs? I think she has black piercings that go here. A black one that goes across the nose. And a better mic setup than me. I'm not jealous. You're jealous, okay? I honestly was really hopeful that it was a person who was standing behind her, but now that it's not, I'm a little disappointed. I'm gonna be honest. Also, if you're new here, you'll find that we make fun of everybody very much. That's just the way it is. Including ourselves. Also, lady down below, Anna, we haven't even got there. She's got orange hair to match her pumpkin couch throw. Love it. I saw a funny short recently where these ladies were in Michael's and they're like, I just want to shout out whichever lesbian it is that's doing the Michael's Halloween decor this year. We fucking love it. And I was just like, it's so funny. Anyways, let's go.
Can you hear me?
Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Corey, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. And Anna, can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Welcome to everyone. All right. We are here in the matter of Wiley. Well, I should check. Miss Rademacher, can you hear me?
I can.
All right. We're here in the matter of Wiley versus Wiley, case number 24-02564DO. Corey, you filed this first. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I swear.
All righty. And Anna, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I do.
Anna, I appreciate the background.
Thank you.
Celebrating my very favorite holiday.
Mine as well.
In any event.
That's right. Something you should know about DJ Kmetz is that his favorite holiday is Halloween. That in his basement he has a bar that is made out of barrels, including seats. And then also he has been cutting down the same trees for months. Also, I think he was set to go, or it has gone. Does he look like he's had a haircut? He's set to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween this year. He's been talking about it. I'm excited for him. Jealous, yes. But anyways, I'm glad. I'm laughing because of all the things to comment on the screen right here. He went with the pumpkins.
Corey, you filed a complaint for divorce through your attorney's office back in, looks like February of 2024. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And all the allegations in that complaint were true and accurate when you filed it?
That's right.
And they remain true and accurate to the state of the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document?
Yes.
And you were married to Anna by a person authorized to perform marriages?
That is correct.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable?
Yes.
And you presented to this court a judgment of divorce that you believe to be a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and all issues of your marriage?
That's correct.
All right. Anna, you had the easier job here. You heard that testimony?
Yes.
True and accurate?
Yes.
And you are not currently pregnant?
No.
Okay. Ms. Rademacher, any questions, ma'am?
No, thank you.
All right. In that case, I do find by and through the testimony that this court has jurisdiction, and I find the proofs to be sufficient under the document. So we'll be processing this. There's a waiver, so we'll get it out in the next couple of days, get it to your office, Ms. Rademacher, so you may distribute it to the parties. Take care, all of you. It's nice to meet you. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
Erica, it's a man because he would have to ask if it was a woman, if she was pregnant, if it was a woman.
All right, we can do fries versus fries.
No, being fried is how I am right now. It's been a long day.
You're telling me.
Okay. Okay.
Let's all get fried
Don't freeze up
in
on me.
the
Don't
name
freeze
of
up
the
on me.
judge.
Don't freeze up on me. Okay.
Anybody want to take the over/under on if he will mute himself with his elbow today? Will he mute himself with his elbow today. Common occurrence. Will it happen? I'm not sure. I'm seeing a lot of yeses, a lot of overs. Courtney's saying 3 times. Also, fries making me hungry. DJ Kmetz, not acceptable. Very unsanitary. Hi, Loud. How are you? It's quite a night. All right, let's go.
Miss Fries, did you connect, ma'am?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. We'll see if Sean connects.
Fries are so delicious, especially if you fry them twice.
Come on, Sean. You can do this. I have faith in you.
I have less faith in him, said the woman who was divorcing him. Molly's like, you're on your own, Judge. This guy is a douche. Allegedly.
The one bad part about working from home is then you get the honeydew list that has to be done.
Facts.
Did some yard work, did some laundry, folded some laundry.
It's really nice though. I'm working from home today too. Yeah, it is kind of nice. Take a couple minutes to do that stuff.
Yeah. And then after this, I'll be on the dread mill.
Oh, well, good for you. Full day.
Did you catch that? That was not treadmill. He said dreadmill. We should talk about this. You guys, if you're new here, I do cooking often in the morning from my kitchen, my real kitchen, not a fake kitchen, I promise. And I have a fun recipe that we're going to do tomorrow, so stay tuned for that tomorrow morning. But we should do a fries day. Although I think deep frying fries is obviously, if you're going to have fries, I mean, that's the way to probably do it. But yeah, I don't know what the judge, what he thinks about working from home and working out and doing like 3 basic chores, but he's not really like everyone here who, like, I work from home. I know, Judge, you know what the shittiest part about the kitchen is? It gets fucking dirty every single day. You know how much of a bother that is? I used to think cleaning the kitchen, you would get to be done. That's an eternal task. In fact, actually looking at it like that instead of like a thing that was ever finished has helped me not be sad about it. Yeah. Could always be worse.
Well, we went up to Uncle John's cider mill on Sunday to get pumpkins, and all of a sudden my wife noticed there's a 5K run on the 30th. I'm like, great.
Well, good for you guys. That's awesome.
Oh, she'll run. I'll walk. This body don't run.
Perfect.
I wish this body ran, but it don't run.
Yeah, I get it.
I roll if the slope's right.
That's funny.
Hey, I'm in shape. Round is a shape. All right, Mr. Fries, did you connect, sir?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Keeping the banter light until you got here.
All right, perfect. Thank
Try
you.
to talk about anything but the case until you get here. All right.
All right, appreciate it.
No problem. All right, we're here in the matter of Fries versus Fries, case number 24-03292DM. Sean, you filed this, so we'll start with you, sir. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Absolutely, I do.
Molly, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Yes.
All righty, Sean, you filed a complaint for divorce in this matter back in... Oh, wait, this is a petition for entry of divorce, so you both filed this, but it was filed with your name as plaintiff. Oh, good grief, this thing's buried in the file. I know I looked it up once, but I can't memorize all of them that I do in an afternoon. It was filed in April of 2024, correct?
Yeah.
And all the allegations of that petition were true and accurate, sir.
Yes, sir.
And they remain true and accurate to this day at this time.
Yes, sir.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document.
Yes, sir.
And you were married to Molly by a person authorized to perform marriages.
Yes, sir.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable.
Yes, sir.
And you presented to this court a judgment of divorce that you believe to be a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and all issues of your marriage.
I do.
And you believe it's in the best interest of your children.
Yes, I do.
And there is no state aid involved in this matter, correct? No Medicaid, My Child, or anything like that.
No, sir. No.
I have to ask that since you're opting out of the front of the court.
Yep, I understand.
The state mandates that if state aid's involved, they go through the front of the court because they confiscate parts of the child support to reimburse them.
Sure.
That's why that exists. So
Yeah.
All
I
right.
figured.
yeah, Molly, you heard that testimony, ma'am?
Yes.
True and accurate.
Yes, sir.
And you are not currently pregnant.
No.
In that case, I do find by and through that testimony that this court has jurisdiction because this is where you live and the proofs are sufficient out of the document. The proofs are also sufficient out of the documents concerning opting out of the front of the court. So we will get that processed. The waiver's been signed by the parties, so we'll get this to you in the next few days. Sean, it should be sent to you, and then it'll be your responsibility to make sure Molly gets her copies, okay?
Absolutely. Yep, no sweat.
The two of you take care and enjoy the rest of this wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, next.
Keep it moving. This judge moves
Next, we
divorces
can
faster than a
do,
McDonald's.
Mosley versus Mosley.
The Mosleys. Oh, the Mosleys. What will the judge say to them?
Hi.
Hi, Adrian. It looks like you connected, Miss Mosley. Welcome.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Mr. Mosley, how about you? Did you connect?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Alrighty, get comfortable. We'll get you through this quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to say, Adrian, sit down, relax. You don't have to pace.
Thanks.
So, yeah, Damascus has got this right. He's chilled. Alrighty. Okay, we are here in the matter of Mosley versus Mosley, case number 24-03183DM. Adrian, you filed this complaint, so we'll start with you. Please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Yes.
All right, Damascus Mosley, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Yes, sir.
All righty, Adrian, you filed a complaint for divorce in this matter.
Adrian is already a good name. I like Adrian. It's like not too much, but it is still nice. But Damascus, wow, great name. Love it. I like that name.
Back in April of 2024, correct?
Correct.
And all the allegations in it were true and accurate when you filed it?
Yes, sir.
And they remain true and accurate to this day to the best of your knowledge?
That's correct.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document?
Yes.
And you were married to Damascus by a person authorized to perform marriages?
Yes.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable?
Correct.
Now, I'd normally ask you about issues of your child, but he's 18 now and out of high school, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so he's really not relevant to these.
No, she's
proceedings at this-
18. She's 18, but she
That's-
didn't graduate.
Okay, but is she still in high school?
No, she didn't.
18, but she didn't graduate. Oh shit. Somebody we know that happened to. I've told this story before. I did terribly in high school, and I didn't graduate, but I was 2 credits short, which is like half a class. And I had this whole plan. I was going to go to summer school. I wasn't going to tell my family about it. I had it all ready to go. And then some school counselor called my mom and told her, and my whole world blew up and it was miserable. Anyways, I didn't get any graduation gifts. I didn't get anything like that. And everyone was just mad at me throughout this graduation ruse that I continued. Because I was like, bitch, I'm walking across the stage. Okay? You will be there. And then they didn't really think that I would get my diploma, I don't think. But I signed up for a class called tourism, which I did online, and this was like in 2006. And I got really gung-ho about it. I did it for like, a few weeks, and then I gave up, as I often do. But I guess whatever I did triggered enough credits that a couple months later, in the mail randomly, a diploma arrived. And I danced to my house, showing them my fucking papers. I was like, look at that! Look at that! I wish I had graduated on time. I wish I didn't have so much trouble, but I've told you before, I'll tell you again, I did math like 17 times. Every year. Anyways, let's keep going. Shall we? We have 2 different courts to watch tonight, plus we're going to talk about fries in a minute. As a Canadian, fries and poutine is very dear to my heart. Let's go.
And she dropped out at 16.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
18 and out of high school. Out of high school includes if they dropped out.
Okay, cool.
Or if they cannot get the degree.
Okay.
So in other words, if they're not going to get enough credits or anything, once they're 18, we're done with child support. And
Oh, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah. 18, they become an adult, and we don't have and we have no authority over custody and parenting time. 18 and out of high school, or done with high school, for a better wording, we don't have a jurisdiction over child support either.
Oh, that's fine. I'm looking for child support.
And that's what the judgment kind of indicates, is that 18, she's done.
Yep.
See ya. All righty.
Cool.
But with that being said, the only other question I have is, ma'am, this judgment is a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and all issues of your marriage to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
And I might have asked that already because I've asked it so many times this afternoon, but we got sidetracked on the 18-year-old. Gotta keep in mind, if I don't follow the flow, I lose it. And ma'am, you are not currently pregnant.
No. Thank you.
Mr. Mosley, you had the easier job here. You heard that testimony?
Yeah.
True and accurate, sir.
As far as I can tell, yeah. From right here, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I will definitely find that this court has jurisdiction because this is where you live and the proofs are sufficient under the document. So we'll be processing this. There's a 21-day appeal period on it. Once that 3 weeks has elapsed, we'll be sending you the copies, Adrian. It'll be your responsibility to send Damascus his copies. All right?
Okay. Yep. And then can I just confirm the address that you guys have on file?
Let me see if I can get it. I have.
Not on my watch.
Oh, there's a corrected error. That. It's in the file. It just is not on the judgment.
It's okay.
All right. You take care.
Thank you
Have
so
a good
much.
I do find buying through it. If I didn't do that too, if I didn't find buying through that testimony, this court has jurisdiction because this is where you live and the proof is sufficient in the document. So we'll get this processed. All right.
Thank you. Have a great day, sir.
Take care. All righty.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Real maple syrup is a godsend, but that's fast. You gotta ration that shit.
Yeah, she's got a change in contact information for service in the file, so we got to make sure we honor that because she sent in the judgment before she changed the address.
Okay. Hey, we can do DeWitt, DeVries versus Galaviz.
Okay.
Wahoo says the first time you saw DJ Kmetz, you thought he was a pilot. I think he definitely operates a flight simulator.
Okay, DeWitt versus. Okay. Bring them in. Ms. Galaviz, can you hear me? If you could unmute, please.
Yes, Judge. Thank you so much. Even Judge was impressed with that. Oh my God. Thank you so much, NPC. Look at that. 5 more people. Sundays. Plus, you get to go back. You can watch all of them. My goodness, we talk about some funny things during members only sometimes. And yes, prayers for everyone in Florida. I don't know, Commissioner Sleer. Maybe, I don't want to rag on him, but he seems to go off on tangents. I can see him acting as an air traffic controller in a movie and having like a semi-important role, but it completely unrealistic because like it's actually on the TV show 911 and they're responding to a completely fake emergency that would never really happen, and he's that kind of air traffic controller where they're like, we have a drone air traffic controller for Los Angeles and it's DJ Kmetz, like that type of thing I could see, but in reality, no.
Hello? Rosalind?
Hello?
Hi, you made it.
Yes.
Welcome. All right. Do we have Tyler here?
We do, but he's taking his time coming in.
Oh, okay. Through no fault of his. We'll give him a second, Rosalind, to get here.
No
Besides,
problem.
he's got to do all the heavy lifting on this one.
That's the problem. He's just like me.
He filed it, so all the questions go to him mostly. You just have to make sure you listen.
Gotcha.
We're not going to let him off the hook for that.
Come on, Judge. Just be quiet. Just stay quiet. Don't say anything.
Come on,
I
Tyler.
dare you.
Yeah, normally these run through into my 2:30 hearings. This time I'm actually get done before 2:30. This will be unusual.
All right.
What is he thinking?
Easy day. I only had 19 hearings today, so.
19.
Yeah. One of which was a 3-hour hearing this morning. So.
Oh, that sounds long and tiring.
Keeps me busy. They found out they don't want me bored.
Who's they?
Okay, Tyler, did you connect, sir?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. We are here in the middle of DeWitt DeVries versus Galaviz, case number 24-07736DO. Tyler, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I swear.
Okay, good idea. All righty, Rosalind, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I swear.
All righty. Tyler, you filed a complaint for divorce this matter back in, looks like August of 2024, correct?
Yep.
Yes or no, sir?
Yes.
Yips don't record very well. So
My bad.
All right.
My
No
apologies.
problem. Hey, I've been known to do it a couple of times myself. So you just kind of get into the mood. Then I forget I'm being recorded. So trust me, most days I'd love to forget I'm being recorded. In any event, you filed that complaint, and all the allegations in it were true and accurate when you filed it, sir.
Yes.
And they remain true and accurate to this day.
Yeah.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document?
Yes, sir.
I feel bad now that I just roasted him. Oh, shit. We do love you, Magistrate Kmetz, Referee Kmetz. If you're wondering, do people from the cases ever come to the chat? That actually happened last week. Verifiable, in one of Judge's cases, actually. Very interesting.
And you were married to Rosalind by a person authorized to perform marriages.
Yes.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable. Basically, you want a
Yes.
divorce, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you presented to this court a judgment of divorce that you believe to be a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and all issues of your marriage.
Yes.
And you've signed it and you're willing to abide by it.
Yep. Yes.
Rosalind, you heard that testimony, ma'am?
Yes.
True and accurate.
Yes.
You've signed it and you're willing to abide by it.
Yes.
And you are not currently pregnant.
No.
All right. In that case, I do find by and through that testimony, this court has jurisdiction because this is where you live, and the proofs are sufficient in the document. So we'll get this processed. We'll get it to you, Tyler, and it'll be your responsibility to send Rosalind her copies. Okay. There's a 3-week
Okay.
appeal period on this, so it'll be 3 weeks before we finalize the processing. All right.
Okay. Is it going to be mailed out, or do I have to go to the courthouse?
We will
to
mail
pick
it.
up?
We will mail it to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Shouldn't have to come down again. All righty.
All right. Thank you so
Take
much.
care, everybody. Nice to meet you. Have a great afternoon.
You
You
as
too.
well. Bye-bye.
All righty. Next.
Harden versus Harden.
I think this is our last one. I'm so glad you got a gifted membership. That's awesome. And yes, I do reside in Canada. Yeah, I'm on Vancouver Island. It is still it's
All
raining here a
right.
lot.
Kelsey,
It's
did you
starting to
connect, ma'am?
Yes.
All righty. David, how about you?
rain. My heart's in Florida.
Yep.
Welcome to both of you. All right, we are here in the matter of Harden versus Harden, case number 24-03247DM. Kelsey, please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear? Oh, we'll switch hands. All right, there we go. I need your right hand.
It says my right hand.
Okay, you're a little frozen. Okay, why don't you turn off? Yeah, now why don't you turn off your video? That way, because that should be better. Then we have a better connection. Okay, Kelsey, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
I do.
All right, David Harden, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in giving testimony?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All righty, Kelsey, you filed a complaint for divorce in this matter back in April of 2024, correct?
Yes.
And all the allegations in it were true and accurate when you filed it?
Yes.
And they remain true and accurate to this date to the best of your knowledge?
Yes. Yes.
And you were a resident of Kent County in the state of Michigan for at least 6 months prior to filing that document?
Yes.
And you were married to David by a person authorized to perform marriages?
Yes. Yes.
And there's been a breakdown of that marital relationship to the extent the objects of matrimony are broken and irreconcilable?
Yes. Yes.
And you presented to this court a judgment of divorce that you believe to be a fair and equitable division of your marital assets, debts, and issues of your marriage?
Yes.
And you are not currently pregnant?
No.
And you believe it's in the best interest of your child? You
What?
believe it's in the best interest of your child? Or children?
Yes.
Okay. David, before we continue, I shouldn't have that child on the screen, so thank you. We generally don't have them involved in the divorce matters.
You got it going.
All right. Sounds like mom is there. Go ahead and go to mom just for a second, young man or young lady. Sorry. All right, David, you heard that testimony?
Yes.
True and accurate, sir?
Yes.
All right. In that case, I do find by and through that testimony, this court has jurisdiction because this is where you live and the proofs are sufficient under the document. So we'll be getting this processed and we're getting it to you, Kelsey, after the appeal period, and it'll be your job to give David his copies. All righty?
Yep.
All right. Have a great afternoon to both of you. Take care. Take care of the
Are we
kids.
Are
What?
we divorced?
It'll be 3 weeks before the finalization of the divorce. So don't go to Vegas over the next 21 days, okay?
Okay.
Don't do anything silly. Just, I realize
Okay.
optimism is a great thing, but let's not be too optimistic. All righty. Have a good afternoon. Take care, everybody.
So,
So you'll be
Okay, thank you.
technically you've done all you need to do. The court has to wait the 21-day appeal period, and then we'll be sending you the final copies. All righty?
Okay.
Take
Yep.
care. All right, bye.
Thank you.
So fucking funny. Awesome. That makes me so happy. Thank you for subscribing, Marmaduke. Let's get ready for the next hearing. Judge Grumpy Wordle. Okay? Otherwise known as the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding. Again, he is the Wordle champion, I would say. He also pays complete attention to the chat. We joke, or not to the chat, maybe to the chat. But we joke about him like playing Wordle, but he's in fact taking like copious notes. I want to know how many notebooks he goes through. I want to know what pen he uses. I want to know what she's got on her ears. I have a lot of questions already.
Please unmute everybody.
I'm gonna.
Here's Attorney Reisberg. You're still muted.
Why do we
Here we
have?
go.
Okay. One moment, please, to open the record here.
Why do we have an extra person on?
Oh, that's the plaintiff.
Oh no, I'm not the plaintiff. I'm KCC. I'm the extra person, Judge. You've never noticed me before. Thank you so much. Wow. Cool day. Cool day, baby.
No, we've got two plaintiffs.
No, it's Chris. Chris is the plaintiff. Sarah is the defendant. Reisberg is the attorney.
Right. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Cool. Got it.
The 37th Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding. It is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024 at 1:28 p.m. for case number 2015-692 DM, Christopher Mildenberg versus Sarah Mildenberg. Attorney Emily Reisberg for the for the plaintiff.
Good afternoon to everyone. Court will note that this matter is before the court on the defendant's motion for reconsideration. The court did grant, obviously, the opportunity to the parties to have oral argument in this matter. And so Ms. Mildenberg, it's your motion, so I'll let you go first. I did have one question as I went through the documents that I wanted to clarify before you start. In paragraph 2 of your motion, you state that on or about February 9, 2016, plaintiff father provided defendant mother with QuickBooks backup files on USB of plaintiff father's business Computer Resolution Inc. And then you have another, and then you said in paragraph 3, on July 14, 2024, defendant mother received the QuickBooks files provided by, or reviewed the QuickBooks files provided by plaintiff father to defendant mother and discovered Judge Tomlinson's name.
Okay, Judge, what are you talking about? Also, this is diamond painting. Carla, you can see here, this is like a canvas, but you can see that it's raised. So it comes sticky on parts of it, and you put in the tiny little diamonds with a little pen that looks like this. And then, and this one I love, I made, and this is from the dollar store, by the way. My favorite ones are the ones that are mounted already. This was $4 Canadian, and it comes with everything you need to do, and it's already mounted. And so, like, this one hangs on the wall, and it's really cool. You can see all the little diamonds. So each one of those I put in on their own. And then, but they're numbered. It's sort of like paint by numbers. I just flicked one off. Anyways, I also did a 11,000 piece one for a friend. And it was a lot harder because the canvas wasn't mounted. So I prefer if you can get, I also, hold on. This one I'm working, because Nana's not watching. Anyway, this one I'm working on right now too. Hi, Victoria. So this is another one that's mounted like this. So this plastic piece covers the stickiness, so you can see there's like numbers. And I finished like half of it. This half over here is done. But yeah. And again, $4 from the Dollarama. So, and good for gifts, you know. Good for gifts. Good for my ADHD because everything comes in the box and you don't have to buy anything extra. It even comes with these little dishes, which I now have quite a lot of, to like hold the beads or the diamonds. And it's very easy to do a little bit at a time. So yeah. Okay. ADHD tangent complete.
Listed as a customer / client, specifically in the 2013, 2014, and 2015 files contained as Exhibit A. Are those dates accurate?
To the best of my recollection and knowledge, Your Honor, yes. May I ask for clarification, what date was that? What date of the motion you were referring to?
Not the day of it. It's your motion for disqualification that I'm referencing.
Right, is that the January, I believe it's January, there were two filed, one on January 29th of 2024 and one on July 29th of 2024.
It's the July 29th, 2024 motion.
Okay.
Which is the motion we're here on today, correct, Your Honor? July 29th. The January one was decided many months ago.
Right.
Well, if I heard, for clarification, if I heard you correctly, we were here on the motion for reconsideration. I guess
yes, it's a motion for reconsideration, but it's stemming from the motion for disqualification dated July 29th, 2024.
Okay, and I guess I just need to know which motion for reconsideration we're here on. Perhaps it appears.
No, I'm asking you specifics. I don't care what motion. I'm asking you if, in fact, the allegations in paragraph 2 and 3 on your motion for disqualification of July 29th, 2024 are accurate on the dates. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, to the best of my knowledge and recollection.
Okay.
Yes.
Then you can proceed with the rest of your motion. Go ahead.
I guess I just need some clarification, Your Honor, because it was my understanding that we were here on miscellaneous matters according to the notice of hearing that I received. And so I didn't realize we were here on this motion because in the last I had knowledge of, it was Attorney Reisberg requested a status conference. I believe she requested that sometime on or around May 8th. And I have not received anything since then about this hearing other than it was on miscellaneous matters.
This hearing never said miscellaneous matters.
No.
Your Honor, may I speak for 1 minute?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. What happened, Your Honor, just because I know you're kind of subbing in because of the disqualification issue to hear that. Ms. Mildenberg she's filed several motions for disqualification, all of which have been denied. This is the most recent. She filed it back in July. Judge Tomlinson denied it, and then it came to you through SCAO. We were scheduled on this motion hearing, I believe, on September 23rd. I could be botching that date, but it was at the end of September. It's on Ms. Mildenberg's own motion. She herself asked the day of to adjourn this, and it was very clearly rescheduled to this date. So I don't know why she's suddenly acting like she doesn't know what we're here on. I think that the notice of hearing that the court sent said miscellaneous hearing at the top of the SCAO notice, but she herself requested an adjournment and then worked with Miss Woodward, who I also worked with, to land on this specific day of October 8th for her motion hearing. So my guess is she's trying to seek another adjournment of this by acting like she doesn't know what we're here on. We're here today because of her request.
Okay.
And we're here because she adjourned.
May I respond to that, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm looking at a notice to appear that's dated August 19th, 2024, and it says miscellaneous hearing. I have not received anything from SCAO at all. So if something was filed by SCAO, I did not receive it. And I'm going to ask that if something was filed by SCAO, if there's a proof of service to me, because I don't have, if I heard Attorney Reisberg correctly, she indicated that SCAO assigned this, and I don't have record of that.
You do have record because you're here.
I have record. I received a notice to appear. That's the only thing I received. And it's dated August 19th, 2024. And it says for miscellaneous hearing. Now, the last I had knowledge of, Attorney Reisberg sent an email to the 37th Circuit Court on, I believe, May 8th of this year, requesting a status conference. So
Okay, this is not a status conference. If you look at your notices, the one notice dated August 19, 2024, list under, says miscellaneous hearing, but a comment, under comments, it says oral arguments hearing will be held via Zoom. The oral arguments on the motion for reconsideration in this matter on disqualification. Under this new notice, the September 18, 2024, it says renotice oral argument hearing at request of defendant. So that is what we're here on today. I don't want to engage in it. I don't know what you've got, what you didn't get from SCAO. If you didn't, you need to contact them and figure it out. This is the motion that you had filed, Ms. Mildenberg, in this particular matter, seeking to disqualify Judge Tomlinson. I was, again, assigned for that purpose. So I'm saying this is your motion for reconsideration. Go ahead and argue it.
Well, I will open with, I do not have a SCAO assignment. I did not receive a SCAO assignment regarding that. And I will also say that the notice to appear that I received, the copy I received, did not say anything about the hearing, that it was a hearing on that motion. With that, excuse me one moment, Your Honor.
Oh, she's not prepared. Hi,
Yes,
Tyler.
I would open with saying that this case is replete with facts that indicate.
Replete with facts. Okay, this is a pro se litigant, but she's somewhat trained. She's either very, very good at Googling. We're just getting going on this one, Tyler. And then we just did a bunch of divorces, quickies with DJ Kmetz. Also, this is a sneak peek. Tomorrow we're making sushi. Yeah, it's actually really, really simple. And this is sushi that almost anybody will like. So I'm giving you a little sneak peek. This rice looks so different. It's so small and round and super cute. But, sushi rice. So yes, excited for that. Judge is not happy about this. I always like to think back. There was a time when they were in love at one point, ostensibly, or at least they bumped uglies, right?
Indicate the appearance of bias. That indicate the appearance of bias. And to begin with, I'm going to fully incorporate in whole and by reference all of the facts, law, and arguments set forth in my pleadings on record, in my pleadings and on record with the Honorable Court. This most recent disqualification comes because on or about, as you had indicated, on February 9th, 2016, plaintiff father provided me with a QuickBooks backup files on a USB. And when I was reviewing the file of this case, the decisions in this matter were just not adding up. Just something seemed off. There's clearly something off in this case. And so when I was reviewing some of the previous discovery that we had conducted, and that was
Judge Kirkham might be Calhoun County. What district is it, Paisley? The 32nd District Court, isn't it? Anyways, Judge Brian K. Kirkham, it's either Calhoun, I think it's Calhoun County. You'll have to forgive me. Although people have told me that I sound like I'm from Michigan. I am in fact Canadian, and they must have owned a business together, I guess. The QuickBooks coming into it, Tyler. People, at least they're not arguing over leaf blowing. That's what we had this morning.
That was back when attorney TJ Reed and as well as when attorney Christopher Gergley was representing me at those times. So I pulled out some of that discovery, and it was discovered that Judge Tomlinson's name was listed as a client or customer of Mr. Mildenberg during those times in which you indicated 2013, 14, and 15. And it certainly indicates, to the best of my recollection, Judge Tomlinson's own order. Let's see, he indicated here that Judge Tomlinson did indicate in his order that his wife, his order is dated, I'm referencing the order dated July 30th, 2024. And in that order, Judge Tomlinson does acknowledge that after looking into the allegations, that it was discovered that probably about 2013, Judge Tomlinson's wife had an iPad with a defective part and would not allow for the iPad to charge. He indicates that on the advice of a friend, or he stated that on the advice of a friend, she took the iPad to a computer repair facility in Sturgis, Michigan, to see if it could be repaired. She did not recall the name of the facility, which now appears it was most likely Ascend Computer Technology, Mr. Mildenberg, the plaintiff's business. Judge Tomlinson further went on to state or acknowledge that a person working at the facility, after a cursory review of the iPad, stated it could not be repaired and did not charge her for the service. It's my understanding that disqualification is justified in cases where the judge's family is within 3 degrees of that. One moment, Your Honor.
Mildenberg, so what you're saying is that a judge nor anyone in their family could never engage in commerce with any other business because potentially that would disqualify them. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it depends, Your Honor. It's possible. And in this circumstance, I believe it is. Because here we have a case where the judge has acknowledged that his wife, who is within 3 degrees of relationship to him, has sought services from Mr. Mildenberg, did not pay for those services. A service was rendered. There was no compensation exchange though, although it appears that Judge Thomason acknowledged that that they provided a service but did not charge, so that she did receive something and did not have to in exchange here. But the larger question is, you know, his name appears in that business, and given the facts of this case and that his decisions are not supported by the facts of this case, and the case is replete with violations to mandatory authority. So it's just not adding up here. And in this case, I think it's a case would warrant disqualification. We certainly have a question here of how Judge Tomlinson's name is in Mr. Mildenberg's computer system, in his business computer system as a client or a customer. So I was not informed of that. That business relationship, to my understanding, that is something that is required to be disclosed. To the best of my knowledge, that was not disclosed to my former attorneys, TJ Reed or Christopher Gergley. And so now I'm concerned about that, Your Honor, because it does give the appearance as though there is some sort of business relationship between Mr. Mildenberg and Judge Tomlinson, or there was at one time and it wasn't disclosed.
Well, so what you're saying is if a person goes, buys groceries at Myers, they have to disclose when they did that because they were engaged in commerce?
I think it would depend. It depends, Your Honor. It depends on the circumstances and the facts of the case. And we're talking about a small county of approximately 60,000 individuals. And certainly a judge is to be mindful of their behaviors and their business practices. That's my understanding, is to be cognizant and aware, because judges are held to a higher standard as far as appearances. And in this matter, it was just the fact that this business relationship wasn't disclosed. Clearly, Judge Tomlinson indicated in his order that his wife, there was some sort of knowledge there about a business relationship. And just knowing that now and seeing and reflecting back on all of the rulings and how decisions were made and how procedural errors occurred during this time. And I'm not sure if Your Honor is aware, but the Court of Appeals did note that Judge Tomlinson violated my constitutional right to petition a court. So the Court of Appeals did affirm that. And
Objection. The Court of Appeals orders speak for themselves. Am I going to have a chance to respond to this?
Yes.
Thank you. May I do so now?
No, she can finish and then you can respond.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
As you're looking for stuff, I'll let you know that my staff did pull up the assignment from SCAO in this matter, and it says, under the reason for assignment, motion for disqualification. So
is there a proof of service? And if that's listed on the register of action, is there a proof of service? Because I did not receive that.
I don't think that SCAO does a proof of service, so you'll have to contact them if that's the case.
I guess then my question would be, just for clarification, then who filed that? If it's on the register of actions, who filed that on the register?
It's not. I've got it in hand. It came to me. And
okay. I did not receive it.
It's the assignment sent from State Court Administrator's Office.
That was not provided to me.
I have no idea. You'll have to talk to them.
Neither. I think that raises another question here.
You'll have to talk to them about them. It's not another issue with me. I'm not addressing what they sent or didn't send or how it got to you. You're before me, so you know that SCAO sent the matter to me. So let's just move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I get knocked down, but she gets up again. She runs her fucking mouth again.
And so with the knowledge that Judge Tomlinson did, there were some concerns regarding the violation of my right to petition the court. But it's my understanding that this case is just riddled with procedural errors because my first motion to file on January 9th, 2024, I do not have any order, and to the best of my knowledge, there's no order on record granting or denying that motion. Your Honor denied a motion for reconsideration. So my records indicate that there's no order deciding the first motion to disqualify, which was January 29th, 2024. And now we move to the second one, which is July 29th, 2024. And so I guess I would incorporate everything that I've said because Judge Tomlinson himself has stated on the record at a hearing that he's unable to decide anything or do anything else until the motion to disqualify him has been decided. Likewise, on or about February 29th, 2024, the court's judicial assistant, Judge Tomlinson's judicial assistant, stated in an email, and I believe Attorney Reisberg is carbon copied on that, that was February 29th, 2024, that no determinations of any motion until after the motion to disqualify has been decided. And so here we have a case where there's lots of motions that Judge Tomlinson has made decisions on prior to any disqualification. Motion to disqualify him has been decided.
Tyler, the members only about Gen Z slang, Gen Z slang, as I prefer to call it, is skibbity. Skibbity basically means good. Skibbity toilet means bad. And there's a few other terms, but it was a really funny members only, actually. Also, members only often follow that. Oh, the mewing. That's right. We learned about mewing. He watched the other cases on my channel. Oh, funny. We actually have a couple lawyers that are in the chat. I find that interesting. I always forget. So many people everybody can watch. Regardless of that my family thinks everybody is fake.
And if we're just starting with opening.
Starting with opening, didn't you just do your whole opening?
The lack of I believe the lack of disclosure and transparency regarding Judge Tomlinson and Mr. Mildenberg's business relationship constitutes an apparent conflict of interest.
Okay.
And a material.
You mentioned that before. I don't want to continue to reiterate the same thing that you've said before. So address what you want to address so we can get this concluded.
Okay. Well, I think there's enough here to indicate the disqualification of Judge Tomlinson, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Reisberg, go ahead.
Thank you. Your Honor, I think what's going on here is that Ms. Mildenberg is, obviously unhappy with Judge Tomlinson's decisions over the course of the past. I will point out to you 9 years this case has been going on. We've been post-judgment for 8 of those years. And actually, the major decision in this case to award full physical and legal custody to my client, Mr. Mildenberg, several years ago was actually a stipulated order, which then went up to the Court of Appeals, and the Court of Appeals affirmed all of those orders and determinations by the court. I did not interrupt you, Ms. Mildenberg.
Yes, don't interrupt her, Ms. Mildenberg.
Do
not interrupt.
So this is just another attempt by the defendant to get rid of Judge Tomlinson because he rules against her because her conduct warrants it. There is no relationship between Mr. Mildenberg and Mr. Tomlinson outside of the courtroom. In her own motion, as this court so astutely pointed out immediately, and I've got it circled on mine too, number 2, on the July 29th motion to disqualify, Ms. Mildenberg indicates that in 2016, my client provided her, through counsel, I'm sure, all of his business records. And she's had this information. She worked there. She's also not told the court that she kept the books for Mr. Mildenberg during the times that she's concerned about Mr. Tomlinson's wife allegedly bringing an iPad for some staff person to say, we can't help you with it. She worked at Ascend Technology during that time. She had access to the books. She was disclosed all this stuff in discovery. She had 9 years to look at it. It's been 8 years since she has had this information and had a chance to review all of this. And there was nothing to disclose. Judge Tomlinson, in his ruling on this issue, says, I think my wife might have taken an iPad that didn't charge there. There's no money that changes hands. Again, the court's already astutely pointed out that this would literally prevent any officer of the court from doing ordinary business in the community. You'd have to think back, 2 years ago, before I took this case on, did I take an iPad or did my wife take an iPad?
Yeah, Tyler, it's basically like somebody saying the judge can't do business anywhere or any in the judge's family. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And again, I've said this before, I say it a lot. Children remember when they grow up the conduct of their parents. They remember. It's between you and that child and the whoever yourself, how you speak of the other parent. And I will tell you that kids remember. And so she's already got a bad attitude here, and litigating and like obsessing your life with it is not good. It's a different story when you have to take immediate action about a situation of tardiness at school or safety, etc. But this is 8 years ago she's talking about, which tells me she sat at home fucking digging, right? She's been digging and digging, trying to find something. And that is just not a good headspace to be in terms of, dealing with your co-parent, ostensibly.
iPad to a local business, and is that person a party to a case in front of me? This court knows that this makes no sense whatsoever. It's a desperate grab for Ms. Mildenberg to try to avoid the current bench warrant that's out for her arrest that was issued by Judge Tomlinson several months ago for Ms. Mildenberg's failure to disclose information pursuant to subpoena for several years. That's outstanding right now. She should probably be picked up on that bench warrant, if you ask me. And she's trying to get rid of the bench warrant by getting rid of Judge Tomlinson. The previous ruling on this issue, the initial disqualification that was filed in January, was decided. It went in front of this court pursuant to SCAO reassignment, and this court decided that there was no need for disqualification. Deciding a motion for reconsideration on the same issue renders the same result. We're here again today on a new motion with these new facts. I don't even remember what the past basis for disqualification was. But today, the issue is that Judge Tomlinson's name appears in QuickBooks that Ms. Mildenberg had access to several years ago. There's no conflict, Your Honor. There never has been. There isn't one. She's trying to wrestle out from underneath a valid bench warrant. And frankly, she should be sanctioned for this. She admits she had the information. She knew about it since 2016. She had that information at her fingertips. We're here again. I know this court has nothing to do with the other pleadings, but it has been 9 years of this. And we show up and Ms. Mildenberg acts like she hasn't gotten notice. She wants to hang her hat on procedural, glitches or misunderstandings and try to act like her due process has been denied. She's had every opportunity to be heard fairly by Judge Tomlinson, who, in my opinion, has afforded Ms. Mildenberg an extreme amount of deference as an unrepresented person and an extreme amount of personal grace. So the fact that she is now moving to disqualify him should again be sanctioned by this court. It continues to cost my client thousands of dollars for me to prepare and appear over and over and over again on these hearings, especially when, and again, you're not present on the St. Joseph County hearings. Almost every time there's a request for an adjournment from Ms. Mildenberg with a vague flu-like, COVID-like symptoms. And if she acts like she didn't have notice of this, we had very, very specific phone calls and emails with Ms. Woodward trying to settle on a date for this, which Ms. Mildenberg said she was unavailable till December, and we were able to finally find this date. So I would ask that the court deny the motion for reconsideration and the underlying motion for disqualification, which is inherent and embedded within that same request, and sanction Ms. Mildenberg for the frivolous pleading.
Anything else?
I can have my client testify if
No,
this
I don't
court
take
is
testimony at these hearings. There's no,
perfect.
under 2.119 parens F, there's no basis for taking testimony. And in fact, again, there's no oral argument unless the court allows it. I've allowed it in this matter, but that's all. Ms. Mildenberg, is there any response that you have to Ms. Reisberg?
Yes, thank
Oh, I didn't pause it in time. I literally was going to say I will pay $1,000 right now if she says no. I didn't say to who. I don't have $1,000. I wish I did. But honestly, I would laugh so hard if she had said no. They never do. They fucking never do. Anyways, I'm also going to post the Discord link in the chat. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. I feel bad for... Oh, this is... Judge is not leaning her side. Read the room, ma'am. Read the room.
you, Your Honor. I just want to touch base on that Court of Appeals opinion because Ms. Reisberg indicated about custody. The Court of Appeals was a
Ms. Mildenberg, I'm not concerned. I'm not addressing anything that the Court of Appeals has done. If you want to have anything with regard to that, take it up to the Court of Appeals.
No, I understand, Your Honor. Thank you. I was just addressing Attorney Reisberg's comment regarding the Court of Appeals and how I was going to say that the comment was misleading.
Again, I don't care about that. I'm not deciding that. So I'm not going to get off on that tangent. So address anything about the motion that we're here on today, and we'll address that.
Attorney Reisberg indicated that I was responsible or did the QuickBooks or the accounting for us on computer technology. And Your Honor, I will acknowledge that is true. However, I was not responsible or did not have knowledge of every transaction that went through the business. Certainly, I was the primary caretaker of our children during the marriage. And so a lot of time, most always, I was the one that stayed home and took care of our children. So I was not at the office on those days. I obviously wasn't in the office when I was on maternity leave for the births of our children. And there were days and times where I was attending things at our children's school. So I wasn't around for all of the transactions, and nor would I see any of them because there are numerous ones. And many of the transactions didn't always involve me knowing the details of each and every customer that walked through that store. I was responsible for other things, more like monthly and quarterlies and most of the accounting, but the day-to-day and seeing everyone walk through that office was not something that I witnessed all the time. So I would not have knowledge of that. And I reported this as soon as I discovered it. You know, just because I had these USBs back in 2016, never did I think or anticipate that I would discover that Judge Tomlinson's name would be in our books. I wouldn't, and I would have expected that if there were any potential for a conflict of interest, and that if Judge Tomlinson's name appeared or his wife had any sort of business relationship and with Ascend Computer Technology, I have the right to expect that the judge would disclose that. And certainly I would I would like to believe that if a judge takes a case and sees, oh, Sun Computer, did we do any business there? Or ask himself, clearly his name was in the books there from at least 2013. That's not to say that his name wasn't in there earlier. And that's all I had. The earliest I had was 2013. I think Mr. Mildenberg has been in business since 1999 to the best of my recollection. So I think it's a little bit, I think that's a bit unrealistic for it to be expected of me to know every single customer that came through that business when I was not there for plausible or, for good reasons. And again, I was astonished. I was not expecting to find Judge Tomlinson's name in Mr. Mildenberg's business records. And when I did, I reported it as soon as I noted it. So I think it's unreasonable for anyone to expect me to have known this, because I didn't. As soon as I discovered it, I reported it. So
may I respond extremely briefly, Your Honor?
Go ahead, briefly.
Just as Ms. Mildenberg argues that she would have no way of possibly knowing every single customer who walked through the door, neither does Mr. Mildenberg. That's like saying, hey, Ms. Mildenberg, who was, likewise with Judge Tomlinson, he can't be expected to remember every single service provider he has used 10 plus years ago. That would be like saying, Ms. Mildenberg, you hired a plumber when you were, living with 10 years ago. What was the name of that plumbing company? Or you ate at a restaurant in March of 2015 in April. What was the name of the restaurant and what did you order? This is nonsense. The court knows that this is nonsense and there is no basis for disqualification based on these facts.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I've heard it. I've obviously read the motion as well as the brief in support. Obviously, from the first occasion when the court was assigned, and now this time with the most recent. What the court will do is I'll take it under advisement. I will render a written opinion, and I should have that out by the end of the week, and then you'll receive that. So you're free to go today. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Well, shit. Now I'm going to have to work on finding that. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. Thank you guys so much for coming by today. I had such a lovely time. You guys want to see something cool? This is actually, first of all, it's got pockets. Oh, my green screen is showing. It's got pockets and it's like down to my mid calves. Oh, it's giving PE teacher. It's giving lesbian field hockey coach, right? It's giving October on Vancouver Island. I don't know what else to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Tomorrow we will be back. Check out some of the cooking streams that I've done lately, and we've done some really great recipes, but we're going to be back tomorrow with sushi. That's right. It's so simple. I'm going to show you how to make it all the way. Okay? And it's not going to be crazy fish sushi either. We're going to start with a very palatable avocado roll with a little twist. Don't you worry. It'll be great. Thank you so much for being here. Remember that if you're not subscribed, it would really help me out if you would subscribe and like the video. Also, remember that I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Ways down